It's Friday, April 3rd, 2026, and you're listening to Blue Lightning Daily, the only podcast brave enough to let AI do the whole show and then not delete the weird parts. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, we're fully machine-made today, which means if we accidentally imply shadows have feelings, that's on the robots.
Speaking of shadows having feelings, Netflix just open-sourced this thing called Void, Video Object and Interaction Deletion. And it's not just remove a person, it's remove a person and also remove the evidence that person ever existed. Shadows, reflections, interactions, the whole physics storyline.
It's like the video editor version of I unfollowed you, blocked you, and also removed you from my memory. Very clean. Very petty.
Exactly. The phrase they're using is counterfactual video editing, which sounds like time travel insurance, but it's actually super practical. It's generating what the clip would look like if the object was never there in the first place.
Wait, hold up. So this is not the usual video inpainting thing where it's just patching pixels frame by frame?
Right, that's the big difference. Old object removal is like, here's a hole, let's smear some background in it. Void is like, that object changed the scene, so we're rewriting the timeline. It tries to detect what the object affected, like contact points, lighting effects, and then it regenerates those areas too.
That's the part creators care about. Because if you've ever removed a person from a clip and their shadow is still doing a cameo, it's giving haunted house.
Or the reflection in a window still shows the deleted dude like it's a horror movie. Void is trying to kill all those tells, plus the interaction stuff. Like if someone was holding something, that something should not just float there like it forgot gravity exists.
No. Okay, boring production problem it solves first. You shoot a brand video, and there's an extra in the background who is wearing a shirt with, I don't know, a competitor logo. You don't want to reshoot. You don't want to blur. You want them gone, and you want the scene to still make sense.
That's a perfect one. Another boring one. Boom mic shadow creeping into the top corner, or a light stand reflection in a mirror. Those are the After Effects and Rage fixes. Void is aiming to make the first pass actually usable.
And it's open source, which is kind of a big deal. Like, Netflix just said, here, world, have the ability to rewrite reality in your B-roll.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be pragmatic about it. Open source doesn't mean it's a one-click toy, it's more like, here's a capability drop. Teams with technical chops can run it, tweak it, integrate it. Everyone else is going to feel it later when this gets wrapped into tools.
The real question is, how fast does it run and how painful is it to set up? Because creators do not have time to become part-time GPU mechanics.
Totally. The paper's claiming they beat prior approaches in a human preference study. And that's nice, but preference studies aren't your footage. Your footage is compressed, handheld, and shot in a club with strobe lights, like you're documenting a cryptid.
The four horsemen of nice demo, though. Crowds, mirrors, liquids, handheld motion blur. I'm voting mirrors as the nastiest.
Mirrors are brutal, liquids too, anything with fine detail or complex motion, and occlusion is another killer. If the object blocks most of the background the whole time, you're basically asking the model to invent history.
Which it will do, enthusiastically. Like, sure, here's what was behind that person. And it's just AI soup texture crawl.
Yep, that's why I think the best mental model for creators is Void raises the floor on hard removals, but it doesn't break the laws of garbage in, garbage out. Clean plates and stable footage still win.
Okay, but can we talk about ethics for a sec? Because cleanup is one thing, but remove that protest sign behind me is another. And now it could look physically consistent.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. The tech gets better at making believable edits, which makes deceptive edits easier. For brand teams, it means you need policy, like what's acceptable removal. Safety stuff, continuity stuff, legal stuff, fine. But rewriting reality in documentary or newsy content, that's a line.
And even for creators, it's like, your audience already thinks everything is fake. Do we really want to give them more ammo?
Exactly. So, use it like a post tool, not a truth tool.
Okay, zooming out, this week is weirdly stacked. Netflix open sources reality deletion. And meanwhile, Alibaba is out here doing the Qwen sprint, dropping 3 models in 3 days like it's an album rollout.
The internet described it as innovation plus content farm energy. One of those models apparently roasts users in ancient Chinese poetry.
That's honestly the most creator-coded feature I've ever heard. Like, write my captions but also humble me. Love that journey.
And then we've got the Perplexity lawsuit story. Allegations that user chats were shared with Meta and Google, which is not funny, but the internet found it funny because the leaked prompts were like, how do I hide from my boss, and terrible pickup lines.
Yeah, it's hilarious until you realize it's your prompt history, which, by the way, ties to Gemini importing chat histories. We literally talked about portability this week, and now privacy is the other half of that conversation.
Facts. Portability is great, but it also reminds everyone your chats are basically your creative brain dump. Treat them like sensitive files. Don't paste client secrets into random tools like you're sending a voice note to the void.
Oh my God, sending a voice note to the void. Netflix, you missed the tagline.
And while we're doing media chaos, OpenAI acquired TBPN, the tech news show, which is the most meta thing ever. AI company buys the show that talks about AI.
It's like AI interviewing AI about AI, and the audience is all of us, sitting there like, so, who watches the watchers? Meanwhile, we're here, two hosts who are definitely not robots. Definitely.
We're extremely human. I have bones. Anyway, back to Void and creators. If you're a solo creator, you probably won't run Void locally today. But you should care because the direction is clear. We're moving from generate a cool clip to edit real footage without breaking reality.
Which is where the money is. Ads, social, docs, music videos, branded content. People don't want to generate a whole universe, they want to fix the shot they already captured.
And it pairs with what we covered on Pixverse V6. That's also workflow compression, higher resolution, multi-shot, built-in audio and lip sync, different lanes, same theme, less babysitting, more shipping.
Yep, one tool is like, make the ad draft faster, the other is like, save the ad you already shot because Chad walked through frame holding a neon sign.
So practical takeaway. If you're shooting video now, still try to get clean plates. Still stabilize when you can. But also know, the cleanup tools are getting smarter, especially around interactions and lighting logic.
And if you're a marketing team, this is the kind of open source release you watch, because it'll show up inside your favorite apps 6 months later, like, new feature, remove objects realistically. And you'll be like, oh, cool, Netflix did that.
And you'll also want to set internal rules on what you're allowed to remove, because brand safety cleanup can accidentally turn into brand reality editing real quick.
All right, that's the show. Thanks for hanging with our fully automated, occasionally unhinged AI production experiment.
Go check out bluelightningtv.com for AI news and updates, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode where an AI model deletes my entire personality but keeps my shadow.
If your shadow stays, Hunter, I'm calling an exorcist. Catch you next time.